Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven.
Break it down like this.
Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And people, I don't know if you can tell, our day one listeners know it got started a little different today, but Steve Rummage in the building, Jake Weingarter, and Brian Hall. I'm sorry, I just let that out way too quick.
No, it's okay.
Listen, we got guests, people. We got a lot of information, today, so man. I'll tell you what to do right now. 8150 93.9 is the number. 3831 93.9 is the text line. In our studio today, he's going to join us kind of the second segment, but we have a pure recruiting guru joining us. Get your questions in now through the text line. Get your questions in now through Twitter. Get your questions in. We will be asking everything. Steve Rummage, what's going on?
No, that's a fact, man. I mean, if you got, we told you yesterday we're going to give you want to talk recruiting, you want to do it. Look, I mean, I enjoy the recruiting game and stuff, but I don't have like the deep inside game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this first segment here, throw some questions on the text line. Anything and everything, man. We'll throw at him. Except obviously. Tell us everything you know right now. Give us all your contacts. Give the players' phone numbers right now, and let fans contact them.
Let's call them right now on air.
Yeah, let's call them on air.
Hey, dude, you gonna commit or what?
Are you gonna commit
tonight?
Jay Scrub, are you going pro or are you gonna play college basketball? We need to know right now on air. So
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
Well, I'm a big fan of recruiting, so I follow Jake, and I've talked to Jake several times on the phone, but I had the privilege, I believe it was during the EKU football game, I saw him up on the party deck, and I actually introduced myself for the first time to Jake, because like I said, we had communicated a lot of time on the phone just for different things, setting up different interviews, but never actually met him, so it's good to have him in studio right now, and I'm excited to hear what he's got to say because this is a big recruiting weekend.
Now, he has been here in here 20 minutes, and you already insulted him.
Insulted?
And that was the funniest moment that we've had so early in the morning.
Yeah.
When Brian Hall says, do you remember I came up to introduce myself?
I didn't mean it in a bad way.
And
I just
Jake,
was like, I know.
No, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Jake was insulted that you thought he may not remember you, right?
Hey,
I like that, man.
And yeah, right. And I'm
like that, yeah.
And I'm going to give my.
You meet a lot of people out at football games, all right?
Listen, the reason I even brought that up, Brian, is because if someone says to me, you don't remember me, do you? Right? Like, you're going to have to give me context. You're going to have to give me context of where I saw you, what we talked about. Mm-hmm. Then I might say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I do remember you. But I'm not Mr. I remember, like I'll remember the details, but the faces, oh.
Marcus, you have a lot of people come up to you, though, man. Like, when you go out with you, it's like 3 or 4 different people walk up, and how are you going to remember? Be like, I'm the second guy who met you at Applebee's like 3 Fridays ago.
You can have zero ego being friends with Marcus, dude. Do you know how many times I've just had to sit there, and I'm like, I'm not a big deal, but I like to think, like, I think I add a lot to the table here. Like, so and people are just like, oh, hey, can you grab me and Marcus a drink? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will.
Point being, Jake was insulted that you thought he may not.
Jake.
Okay, so a lot going on locally. Like I said, we've had athletic directors talking. We've had head coaches talking. We've had assistant coaches talking. Steve did something this morning. We have our moments, people, and sometimes they get caught on air, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I try to bait Steve into, little, friendly arguments, just debates, so we can work on our skills. I'm going to take a position that's not a really popular position, and we're going to back and forth it and see if we come up with any good ideas. Steve did something this morning. He hadn't saw give me the title of that, Steve.
It's called the preseason with the basketball team. Yeah, it's like a show they got coming out. A few different episodes.
Preseason
part 1.
Basketball.
Yes.
So Steve's watching it, people.
Yeah, I hadn't got to watch it yet.
Steve is watching this little video clip, and he starts saying things. Now, I'm not going to repeat what he says, but it's the kind of things where you just know he's trying to bait you into an argument.
Okay.
Steve can be savage when he gets excited about a team. You can say things. Now, the running inside ha-ha joke, we don't feel this way, but the joke he made saying, I'm not even ready for basketball season to start. I'm so excited about this basketball season that I'm actually not even ready for it to start.
I know.
It just changed?
Well, of course. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where you just, there's so much going on right now. It's like, I know how I am when the season starts, and I stop enjoying it. Like, I'm enjoying this, and then I'll stop enjoying it once the season starts because now I'm just critiquing everybody. Now I'm like, well, that's not going to work. All right, well, hey that's going to get you beat in the second round. You're like, dude, we're playing Kent State on November 28th. I'm like, I know. And there's no chance they can win a second-round game doing what they're doing right now,
Okay, so kind of explain to people what you saw in the preseason. Because here's the thing. We were thinking about playing a little sound with it, right? Mm-hmm. Going a little sound, kind of get – sometimes just to hear it gives you a little bit of imagery.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do we need to cut it up or just kind of play it?
Yeah, I mean, I would wait and I think kind of cut it up a little bit or something just to.
Okay, well, give people the overall what you got from it.
Well, the first thing right off the bat, I mean, that I think's awesome is how Coach Mack brings them into a room and shows them the last couple minutes of losses, close losses from the season before.
Is that awesome, Steve?
I mean, it's awesome for me. Like, and
because you're a glutton for pain.
Yeah, and just to know, that he's kind of like, but the thing is later in the video, that is a rallying cry for them this year. Because later in the video, Malik Williams talking to the team, and he's talking again about finishing. He's like, look, if your foot ain't touching the line when we're running sprints, you know what I'm saying? That's why we lose. That's why we lose the Duke game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we lose games like that is we have to clean that up. So you can tell that that's kind of their whole thing.
And you notice he says, myself as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I think that's fair. So, no, I mean, that just off the bat, watching that was awesome. Seeing them in there. I mean, of course, practices and stuff are great, but seeing kind of the mentality that Coach Mack's bringing. They
look tired the entire time.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no doubt, man. Anybody that was worried that maybe you won't be going from Coach Pitino to another coach, worried about conditioning and different things, I mean, I think they're putting that to rest pretty well. Steve looks like an animal. I mean, he looks great. Pops, you need to come up and see him, man. If you haven't saw him in the last little bit, he's incredible. Look, I'm like, Pops Enoch, like, not around him.
Nickelberry said he's went from 185 to 201.
I'm with it. I'm here for it. Yeah, I could take that. I mean, these videos are awesome.
I enjoy them.
These little things are awesome, and they say that's part one. So
Samuel he doesn't look like a freshman anymore.
No, he's another guy. I mean, everybody. The one I think that's awesome is, and we've enjoyed this was, and because he's been. I mean, I've been for a year and a half now screaming about him, how much I wanted him. I mean, this was my initial back in May of 2018. This is the guy I want. But I do think it's funny just from a competitive standpoint, a former athlete standpoint, to watch a guy like Aiden come in and how awesome he looks. And then to watch Steve and Malik just kind of like, hey, come on, young fella, hang on, you got a lot of work to do here,
right?
Even though, again, I mean, I think he's going to play a good role for us this year. I think he's going to be a good player. But I mean, Steve and Malik, I mean, it's interesting to watch, and that video kind of highlights a couple times. You get to see Aiden on Steve and Malik and different ones, and you just realize, as good as Aiden looks, and he does look good, man. It's like these guys, man, they're 3, 4, 5 year guys that's been been playing college basketball for a long time.
So here's the thing. I'm kind of in that weird space where you're a day away from Louisville Live.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be awesome.
Your preseason just came out.
Yep.
I mean, I can't critique Louisville Live.
Right.
I can't even talk about what I possibly want to see.
Yeah.
Because it's been so well executed.
Yeah.
The football, listening to Coach Satterfield yesterday, we might play that interview a little later on. Listen to Coach Satterfield talk about, no, we're practicing. We're going, this is not, he doesn't sound like this is rest at all. It sounds like, we don't, Puma's not going full throttle, but he's going. He talks like Malik is going to be back, like everything's total machine going right now.
Sure.
So you're kind of in that weird space where everything's going to be more conversational than informational aside from Jake, who can actually provide information.
Oh, absolutely.
So where do we go from there?
Well, I mean, I think is what we'll do is here in a few minutes is we'll take a quick break. I think take an early one, because I know once we start talking some recruiting with Jake and the questions, I've already saw questions rolling in. We don't get to probably as little as we should to really donate time to that. And with everything being conversational, I mean, Louisville Live at the end of the day, it's awesome. Mm-hmm. It's fun to see the team. It's fun to see the surprises that they have, the celebrities they bring in. It's fun to see what Coach Mack's going to be. But at the end of the day, there's a little section with a group of kids that everybody's kind of keeping their eye on.
Right.
That's the story. That's why you do these things.
And people know this. Again, 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is a text line. While we got Jake in here, I am going to pick his brain. So high school coaches, AAU programs, all local people on the youth circuit. This is a guy you want to ask your question to, and I think it's a real important segment that we're going to have coming up.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we'll just hit that commercial break now. Middays with Marcus Maben, 8150, 939 is the number. Short commercial break on 939 The Ville.
Hey, Kentuckiana, Luke Hancock here. I wanted to take a minute to tell you about my good friends at Fitness Market. When my fiance and I were looking for a high-quality piece of fitness equipment for our home, we knew there was only one place in Louisville that we needed to go, Fitness Market. The friendly staff at Fitness Market showed us their amazing selection of equipment options, carefully explained all the different machines, and most importantly, treated us like family. We purchased the most amazing Kaiser indoor cycle, and we couldn't be happier. What was truly incredible was how many different treadmills, ellipticals, home gyms, rowers, and spin bikes they had. From the best brands in the industry like Precor, Matrix, Hoist, Spirit, and our favorite Kaiser. These guys are Louisville's e-bike headquarters. Fitness Market not only has new equipment, but they also have a huge selection of pre-owned equipment as well. That means they have something in everyone's price range. 2 locations, Westport Road just inside the Snyder, and their superstore on Plantside Drive at the corner of Watterson Trail, and online at thefitnessmarket.com.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maben or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
Ian Eagle here from Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. Tony Baselli and I will have the call from historic Lambeau Field when the Green Bay Packers host the Philadelphia Eagles. Great NFC matchup between quarterbacks Aaron Rodgers and Carson Wentz. Can the improved Packers D help push their perfect start to 4-0? Join us to find out and hear the NFL all season from Westwood One.
Coverage begins at 8 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his much-needed escape from meetings, traffic, and the daily grind. He may not catch anything worth keeping, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau, it's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment.
If you've been thinking about getting engaged, come join us this Saturday, September 28th.
It's Davis Jewelers Fall Bridal Event, our biggest engagement ring event of the year.
Come shop the newest styles from our top engagement ring designers, Sylvie, Martin Flyer, Frederick Sage, and our newest designer, Noam Carver.
Plus wedding bands from Lashbrook,
What's up?
Blue Royale, and Carlac.
Yeah.
Carver, he's one of the fastest growing young designers in the country, and he'll be here in person to help you create your perfect Noam Carver ring.
We'll have special interest-free financing for qualified buyers.
Special one-day prices on all of our loose diamonds.
Plus up to 20% off all engagement rings, wedding bands, and even completed bridal rings.
Save hundreds, even thousands.
Davis Jewelers Fall Bridal Event, Saturday, September 28th from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Louisville's Diamond Engagement and Wedding Ring Store.
Don't miss it.
Davis Jewelers, Louisville's largest fine jeweler. Forest Green Boulevard, just off North Hurstbourne
Hey,
Parkway.
this is Steve Rummage, and I have one question for you. What good is having that beautiful home with that beautiful view if you can't see through the grit and grime of your windows? Or every time you try to open them, it feels like an extensive workout. Let's face it, you and your home deserve better. That's why I'm here to tell you about Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted most efficient in 2019 and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, including all 5-star reviews, which means they're exactly what you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive in Louisville, Kentucky, or call 502-494-0120. Again, that's Windows Plus, so make the call.
Great job, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You can't change the weather, but you can be ready for it with Window World. Our energy-efficient windows, siding, and doors help seal your home from the elements, saving you money. Plus, every Window World window comes with a lifetime limited warranty backed by the Good Housekeeping seal. And our warranty transfers to the new owner. Real savings, a guaranteed low price, beautiful results. Window World, simply the best for less.
Window World, simply the best for less.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now,
This is a David Johnson clip.
Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
You know, David tore the labrum in his non-shooting shoulder, his left shoulder, in July and had surgery. And I'd say that the two things that you really try to get back after a labrum tear are your range of motion and then your strength. And David's range of motion after 2 weeks from being off of surgery was as good as you could probably find. And so we were really, really thankful and glad to see that. And now it's a matter of strengthening it. He's doing a lot of conditioning that he couldn't do early on right after the surgery. So, he's on the Ultra G, which is a sort of an anti-gravity treadmill. And so he's putting himself in good position. And hopefully we'll get him back at some point in early December.
I'm just, look, I've been saying, I'm like, look, I don't know, man. He looks a little further along than what people are talking about.
That scares me, Steve.
No, I'm good with it. So, whatever. Hey, I'm trying to win a championship. I need to get to Atlanta.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Here's the thing, people. We're going to slow down now. Okay. Jake Weingarten, welcome to the show, first and foremost.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so here's the thing. Credibility is important. We look forward to having you on this show a whole lot more. But here's what I want to do. I want to slow down, and I want to kind of retract why recruiting, why this choice of life, why this university. Listen, I follow you on social media. I've seen your start. can you introduce yourself a little bit more to my audience? You know, like I said, they've heard you on LSL or other parts. Like, I want people to know who you are and what kind of brought you here, you know, like kind of background first.
Well, how I got started really is I wanted to be an NBA reporter, and I still would explore the option of working in the NBA somehow. But it's weird because I went to a Kentucky versus, I want to say, Kansas game at Madison Square Garden, maybe my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And I was sitting behind the hoop, and I see all these reporters crowding. I couldn't even see who it was. And once they all got away, it looked like a kid my age. And it happened to be Quade Green, actually. I don't know how old he was at the time, maybe 16 or whatever it was. But I thought to myself, I asked my dad, what are they doing? And he's like, they're recruiting him to go to their school. And I was like, a kid my age with getting all those people around him, like, it's pretty cool, like seeing young people, you know, out there. And I thought about it over the past few weeks, and I looked into recruiting more, and, you know, I kind of saw these little blogs doing write-ups and whatnot, and I was like, you know what, like, college atmosphere is live, like, it's crazy, and then all the hype around kids my age, it's awesome, like, it's really cool. And I said to my dad, you know, I got to get into that. So I dug into film, you know, I looked at guys, you know, who maybe didn't have all the hype that these guys had. And my original goal was to get these guys the hype that they had. And, you know, some of the first few guys I talked to, Tyrell Jones, he was ranked 400th in the country, maybe even unranked. Then maybe like 2 or 3 months later after, or maybe even longer, Louisville offer, Auburn. He ended up at Auburn, but he finished in the ranks top 120. So stuff like that is cool. And even Quinn Slazinski and Jalen Withers are two guys I've known for over 2 years. And Quinn, nobody knew about, even up to last year. So to see him grow and be here now, and Coach Mack got on with John Rothstein on the radio and said, Quinn Slazinski's a guy that's been going off in workouts. And I wouldn't be shocked if his red shirt's pulled. But Jalen Withers, too, 2016, we were looking at it, actually, him and I, like a few days ago, even when we got here. My first tweet about him, my first article about him, his loan offer was from UNC Charlotte. And you look at him now, top 80 in the country going into the season. And it's just cool. And then how I got here is I actually, my advisor at high school.
Because you're just to let people know, you're a freshman at the University of Louisville.
Yeah, I'm a freshman at University of Louisville. Originally from New York.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't expect me to be here from New York. I have not met like anybody from New York. The person that's closest is Aiden Agahan, and he's from Ireland but went to high school in New York.
Yeah.
So I kind of share that with him.
That was kind of the recruitment too that I learned about you about. I saw a lot of the Aiden stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, because it's crazy to think of, even though Aiden ended up being kind of one of the cornerstones of the class last year, he was kind of a name that kind of almost come out of nowhere early. So, and you were one of the ones to your point, I don't want to get you off track. To your point, that was another name that I saw you kind of get on that brought that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a mutual friend of Aiden's, and we kind of got connected, you know. I was still trying to get up there in recruiting, and, you know, Louisville was one of the schools I was looking at. I didn't necessarily, like, recruit him to Louisville. He was committed there before I even thought about going here.
Yeah.
But it just happened to be, like, after he committed, I was like, wow, like, in New York, a kid that's been living in New York wants to go there, not only for basketball, but obviously he enjoys the culture there, so maybe it's something I should look at. So my dad and I eventually came down here. We ended up visiting 3 times before I actually started living here, and I was blown away every time. It got better and better every time. But
share a little bit, like some, just, you know, if you can, some of those moments that, like, I'm a New Yorker, I am in Louisville, like, there's something here for me.
Oh, it was a culture shock. I mean, when somebody held the door for me is when I got hit with a culture shock. That doesn't really happen. That doesn't really happen in
Say
New York.
that one more time, please. Listen up closely, people. Listen, take a bow.
What a great
Louisville,
story.
Kentucky.
Somebody held the door for me the first time I was ever here, and in New York, you know, I'm used to getting a door slammed in my face. So, you know, it was a culture shock, but I did some cool things when I was here. I mean, the first time I was here, it was kind of, I was only here I didn't even stay the night. I just came down for a tour and left that night. But the second time I was here in February, and I got a tour of the football facility. I got to watch a practice. They treated me very well, and it was cool to see. I know some of the guys on the football team, so it was cool to see them. And then I got to see the basketball game against Virginia. They lost, but Namari Burnett was down there that weekend, who's a close friend of mine. And we were both like, I don't even care if they lost. Like, first of all, like, I'll say this now, like, I'm not a fan.
Isn't it great to have an outsider to talk about these kind of things?
Like, I'm not a fan. Like, I show respect equally to every single school because I know guys at every school, coaches, and I got the respect. But when I came down here, I didn't know what to expect from the Yum. I heard so much about it, and neither did Namari. Namari had no clue. And we met up at halftime, and we were talking, and we're like, this atmosphere is just insane. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm a kid that grew up going to Madison Square Garden all the time, and I could say that Virginia game, despite the loss, is one of the craziest basketball atmospheres I've ever been around. And I've been to so many different basketball arenas, and it was just crazy.
Do you want to know what's wild about that? You're talking about the Virginia game last year, right?
Yeah, 2018.
2018 game.
2019.
Yeah.
That's
last
right.
game. Yeah, right. That game stand out to you atmosphere-wise?
Absolutely not.
I know, no, and like to your point, you're 100% right. I was like,
you know what you remember?
It's a normal
You
game.
remember talking about, well, if we could put two halves together.
I know. It was like that. You know, the atmosphere, like, yeah, I mean, it's hot. But my point is also with the recruiting aspect of it, of how much atmosphere can for a recruit. And in a game like that, where we're like, I don't think if you ask anybody, like, what was one of the best atmospheres last year? Nobody's going to bring that game up. Nobody's going to bring that game up at all.
Duke was nice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're going to say
Michigan State was pretty tough.
You're going to have some games where you're like, okay. I mean, actually, last year, I don't know that anything. Believe it or not, maybe the NC State game may have been the one where people were, which is odd enough, but I think we all knew how bad we needed it. But there wasn't any really last year that I think stood out. It was like, okay, now that was, everybody was rocking for those.
Oh, okay, so
that's how important that is. Yeah.
So you make Virginia. You're excited about it. Your dad obviously influential in the stuff you do. Okay, so you just say at some point, Louisville is the kind of place I want to go.
We met with somebody from admissions that was very great to us. I won't say names because I don't know what.
Yeah, that's fair.
But she was great to us. She was in touch with me for months before I even chose here, and it was just, I don't know, the people here are great, the atmosphere, and I'm a huge sports fan. I come from a big sports family, and it was just coming here was like I fell in love right away, even when I came here the first time. But in February, I knew more people. My website and everything was going much better than it was when I was first there. So I had more people to, connect with.
Plug your website right now.
Stockrisers.com.
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 You find him there. And he does some work with Ennis on cardinalsports.com. So
plug your Twitter.
At Jake Weingarten.
Spell your last name.
WEINGARTEN.
Okay, so now you're a little. Okay, let me ask you this: how much of your day do you spend as a kind of stock riser slash? Here's the thing: you have to make a lot of calls. You have to be in contact with a lot of people all the time,
even during class.
Okay, so how much of your day goes to recruiting, rumor, circuit,
it's day and night. Even I'll give you a little story. UCLA fired Steve Alford a few months ago.
Yeah.
And they had commits at the time, so I was thinking maybe decommit. I had to write a story at 2:30 a.m. It goes day and night, seriously, and even during class, I don't make calls during class. It's texting during class, but they gave me a good schedule because they know what I do here. So they were very, very respectful about that. But I'll put it this way: I get my mom and my whole family has notifications on my Twitter and my website. I'll put it this way: my mom texts me during class, "Stop tweeting during class." I'll get those texts every single day, every single day. And Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm off, so that's when I catch up on maybe I'll look down in several rankings, see some guys that don't have their name out there yet, and I'll reach out to them. And that's kind of what I do on my off days and make a lot of calls. But it's literally every day. But I love it.
When you say make calls, players,
coaches. Players, high school coaches, college coaches, AAU directors, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Worldwide wine garden.
No, we're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna. No. We're not doing the worldwide thing.
Pure.
Yeah, he's pure. Don't throw that on him.
What's your favorite part
of my job?
Yeah,
the players. I think it goes beyond recruiting for me. I always use this example. If you're a 40-year-old, no offense to any 40-year-olds out there,
you're not supposed to say ages on the show at all.
Yep.
Marcus as well.
That is one rule. No.
Hey.
Of course he says ages, but go ahead. Make your point.
Basically, I could connect to the recruits. Not that anyone older can't, but the thing is, with some of the media out there, it's they commit and you're done talking to them forever. And that's unless you try to contact them when they're back in the NBA. But they're gonna be like, you don't text me throughout college.
Right.
Why would I give you info when I'm big time in the league? But I see it more as basketball. I love making connections with the players and being friends with them. Instagram, Fortnite, whenever I see them. I mean, it's always awesome. That's my favorite part. And even college coaches, they always check up on me like I'm a recruit, like seriously. Like I'll get a call from a coach at like 10 at night. How was school? Like this, that. And they won't even ask me about recruiting. Like it could come up, but they won't even ask me about it. But I mean, it's just, I love it. I love the networking. I'll always stay in touch with these people even after they commit or if you're a coach, even after they retire. Like the connections are my favorite part.
Frustrating parts.
Probably hate from fans. I mean, because
like on your opinions and stuff.
Yeah, like people will always be like, you don't even do any work. You just steal info. But like, I'll be the first one to post it. So how am I stealing info? And I have the sources. Like I could tell you this. I'm not gonna tell you the source, but I could literally tell you who it is. And like, the thing with me is I'm from New York, so like I wouldn't say tough, but I'm tough-minded, gritty. And, like, I always like to take shots back. And people see that as unprofessional, and I understand why. But I just like to talk my talk, just explain myself. Like, if you're going to hate on me especially if you're someone that has a big following and you're going to hate on me for something that I'm not doing or whatnot, like, I'm going to take a shot back. And that's the most annoying part about it. And one other thing is, I don't like when fans try to think they really understand what's going on behind the scenes. Like, I can't control what college a kid chooses. Like, that's his choice. If he doesn't choose that school, don't go at him. He made the right choice for himself and his family.
Right.
And don't come at me. I'm just a messenger.
So you see a lot of that behind the scenes, like
yes.
just.
Yes, I mean, I've talked to guys who said they've gotten death threats from fan bases that haven't chosen their school. I mean, It's just ridiculous, and it's so sad because some of these kids are making choices for their families, and their families don't have anything. Like, I know a kid now who is really just trying to get his family out, and he might even go to college early, and there's a lot for these kids.
Right, and you know the details.
And I know the details, so I'm hearing these sad stories, and I'm like, it's just unbelievable. And you're in a business and a sport where it's kids, like it's 18 through 22, or if you're a grad transfer, 23, 24, but they're still college kids. So, I mean, it's just not fair, and I hate it, especially being a kid. Like, the hate's unnecessary. Like, especially older people in this business. You're
they're protective of their media.
Numbers. You're older, and why are you hating on someone who's like 20 years younger than you? What you're sitting in front of a screen hating on a kid? Like, you feel good about it? Like,
I know. I do that. I do that once they get to college. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. In the privacy of my own home. Okay, I don't do it out in public. One last question before we kind of get into a little bit of this weekend and some things that's going on. When people follow you for information, one of the things I have noticed about you that I've never even been able to ask you this question, but just from watching the stuff you put out, you seem like you take it very serious to have a little bit of concrete evidence behind what you put out. Like, so you don't just, I mean, how is that? How do you balance that with not just throwing out every rumor that that's out there and kind of getting a little bit of, I mean, is that something you take importance to make sure there's some validity to the things I'm saying?
Yeah, I see some media guys post rumors that are so obvious that they're never going to happen.
Sure.
And they're so like crazy. I'll hear rumors literally every day, and I'm not going to post them unless I know like they're going to happen. I fact check at least 6 times before I get something out, whether it's a college coach, a high school coach, because even in high school football, since it's so big, kids like to lie about offers and post offers and stuff that they didn't even get.
To that point, we have gotten messages from
Follow
coaches.
this man right now.
Yeah.
Go to your Twitter at Jake Weingarten.
And if you
give me
need
your
to-
site again.
Stockrisers.com.
Stockrisers.com.
And you can go to 93.9 The Ville right now, and his Twitter's tagged in there. But we've gotten messages even from college coaches. Obviously from Louisville. God, what do you want me to say? No other colleges, right? But where you're like, where things are coming out, and it's like, hang on, we let people know that kid's not. You know, that kid doesn't have an offer. We're gonna look really bad. Like not we're gonna look bad, but it's not a situation where it's like, hang on.
Yeah, don't just run with it.
We're not putting this kid's name out there, so we don't want it to look like we have no interest in this kid when we never talk to him. You know. So I mean, to your point, I imagine you're hearing a ton of things like that
Every day,
especially dealing with multiple colleges. So.
Every single day I get something, and I've had kids lie to me. Like, they're great kids. I'm still friends with some of them, but they've lied to me about what coaches will be in and this, that. And there was once where I'll admit, like, everyone makes mistakes. I put something out there once, and a kid lied, and the whole coaching staff reached out to me. It was actually awesome. They all got me on a conference. They were all at their facility and got me on a call. And they're like, whenever you need to confirm, you call us right at the facility, and we'll give you an answer right away. So it was very cool. And it's a high major school. That's not like a big high major school, but it's one of those. They're in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just an awesome moment that they actually went out of their way to get together and call me. So I mean, it was awesome.
That's gonna be a great feeling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So are you good this weekend? I think people want to know.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I want to ask this question before we get into this weekend.
Okay.
Actually, it is a good transition into this weekend.
That works.
Somebody wants you to describe how Louisville is seen in the youth sports world. What is Louisville's like impression as far as recruiting? Like, is Mac a good recruiter? Are there like give me some give me some behind the scenes, your opinion.
Some of the things I've heard.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing college city.
Like that's the rumors around.
Everyone when recruits talk to me about Louisville, the one thing they look forward to is seeing the city and the facilities and going to a game. Like the atmosphere.
That's what they hear about the most?
Yeah, because this is a city with no pro teams. I think the closest is the soccer team and the minor league baseball team.
But that's a sell job.
But, I mean, the coaching staff's done amazing. Coach Mack, right when he got here, got Josh Nickelberry. I mean, that shows. And he beat out UNC and nearly Duke. Duke wasn't as involved, but Duke was there. And that just shows. And then he got a 6-man class 5 months into his job. Jawan Howard, Penny Hardaway, they're doing well, but they didn't get a 6-man class going. Penny got a good class, but it took a little longer. But Coach Mack got his guys.
And would it be fair to say that Penny had some nice connections through AAU?
Yes.
The teams he had coached.
Yes.
And we love Penny, so we're not coming at that from a nasty Penny. We love Penny. Actually, we were really excited about him getting the Memphis job.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he had a few ends.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But with Coach Mack, I mean, you're coming from the Big East. You're coming from Xavier. It's not an easy transition. You've seen that transition be made by other coaches, and you're like, Chris Mack did this so quick. Like, how did he do it? And actually, I even heard from Kentucky people over the past month, if you give Chris Mack like 2 more years, Louisville's gonna be a powerhouse. Like, guys are gonna want to continuously come here. As the staff, I mean, the staff has been great. They're a young staff, so I mean, Dino Gaudio does great. Luke Murray, the kids love Luke Murray, and then Mike Pegues has the East Coast connection. The East Coast kids love him. I'm an East Coast kid, so when I met him, he's a real cool dude. I was like, he's an East Coaster. Like, I love this guy. He's so cool. But I mean, the staff is just perfect. He built the most perfect staff. They were together at Xavier, but it's a perfect staff, and they mesh perfectly, and they got their connections and ties all over, and it made sense. And Jamin Brakefield, who will be here this weekend, loves Coach Mack. He called him the dopest coach in college basketball once. That went out in the public, but he's told me that. And just the city, the staff, it's if you're a recruit, it's something you must look at. And there's a reason why there's been more 5-stars in like a little bit over a year having Louisville involved than there was.
Oh yeah.
When don't get me wrong, when that staff was here,
you don't have to give the
disclaimer.
You don't have to give the disclaimer. I mean, we know what Rick was. We love Rick. Rick, Hall of Famer, was a monster. But there is no doubt there's been more 5-star interest since Mac took over.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Instantly, you see Louisville on so many lists now.
Oh yeah.
When did you see that? Really? I mean, it's just insane. And even Terrence Clark, who's going to UK. I was very close with him. I started covering him when he had 0 offers, and then he became #1 player in the country.
He's a good player.
And I'm just saying, like, what he told me, Louisville was one of the first schools to contact him when they could. And Coach Mack's first 2021 offer was Terrence Clark, and he didn't make another 2021 offer until like 5 months later.
Yeah.
So I mean, the kids love the coaching staff, and I mean, they're gonna do great things here.
So just word on the street is Louisville will get their guys at least to visit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the thing with visits is, although like I'll throw Caleb Love's name out there, and everyone should take a deep breath when I say his name. Everyone should relax about that. But I mean, he loved the staff. I mean, it's about fit. It's about where he would fit perfectly here. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you just can't hate on a kid, for not having them not getting a visit or whatnot. But I mean, don't get me wrong. He definitely wanted a visit. Things change. It's not like he didn't want to visit. It's not like he had a problem with the staff. There's other things that go into it. There's family.
Sure.
The family members have a huge impact on decisions. Like, parents need to give approval.
Yeah.
Like, parents aren't going to send their kids somewhere they don't think they'll thrive. It's not that his parents didn't think he'd thrive. It's just there were 2 other schools that maybe were doing better. And the staff did great with his recruitment. I'll say that. But
you talk to the kids. It's a narrative gets brought up a lot. Question gets talked about a lot. NCAA stuff. Now at Louisville's obviously
no
dealing
impact.
with okay.
No
I was gonna say 'cause you got to
ask
list
that
the schools
question again. And let's slow that one down.
Yeah, because I want to know because you
ask him the full question.
Yeah. I mean,
Brian, mark that.
It's heard
48.
Well, because the conversation is and with Louisville, with Kansas, because immediately yesterday, even with like Caleb Love, and I mean not with him specifically, but that just kind of comes back up when you say, well, you drop Louisville and Kansas, and the look of that sometimes can be from outsiders or if somebody's wanting to create that narrative, which we're not. On that side, but you say, well, it's the NCAA stuff, or if Arizona, and I understand. Look, Louisville's recruiting well through it. Arizona's recruiting well through it. I mean, you can run down the list. People are pretty much still landing kids, but you talk to the kids probably more intimate than anybody does, and you say, so when I ask you and I say, look, does that have? You say nothing.
No, not at all. And I said this when Coach Mack got the job. He's going to change the culture here. He's clean. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong.
Right.
And he's a great X's and O's coach. Like, he knows what he's doing. And recruits don't pay mind to it. I mean, Kansas, there's been a little more stuff going on with them as of late.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't think it necessarily had anything to do with that. Kansas was still sending out assistants yesterday to watch recruits. I mean, they saw Kennedy Chandler, who's a 5-star kid, and he's still visiting there. Like, but with Louisville, I mean, Coach Mack changed that. All that went away. I mean, it's obviously still being talked about it, but
are kids worried about missing the tournament?
I mean, from that, kids are worried about missing the tournament.
But I mean, would you say that is something more like Kansas? Of course, I know there was I think they had at least one kind of back out. But is that something that has to be more like imminent? Like the NCAA has now the NCAA has said Louisville's out of the tournament next year, so now maybe 2021 they have some issue, but it almost has to be imminent for them not to commit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have clear-cut information before you decommit or back out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the NCAA will do. And I think the staff is pretty much there's really been no clear-cut information yet regarding this. So I mean, there's no reason to be worried, and none of the recruits are worried. Like I said, you'd be turning down an amazing college city, amazing staff when there's no clear-cut information.
Sure.
And obviously, Coach Mack isn't gonna go after a kid who he doesn't think he's gonna get or has at least some kind of shot with. And I don't think these kids would be putting them in their final list if they thought, oh, we're missing the tournament or oh, this, that. And
that's fair.
I think they're fine.
I hate to even talk, but I wanted to get that out with how close he is with the kids.
They're not worried.
That's an important.
They're not worried.
And the reason I asked that is because we knew without knowing that's the answer.
How important is Louisville Live?
Oh, Aiden Agahan committed pretty much because of it. You got 8,000 to 10,000 of the fans standing outside. Who knows what I don't know what the weather will be, but I could picture fans would stand out there in the cold. If it was in New York, I think fans would stand outside in the cold weather, and it just shows how dedicated the fans are and how much they care about the team, and recruits pay attention to that stuff. And Aiden was like the main recruit on that visit last year.
Yeah.
And the student section, there was an Irish flag going around. We want Aiden chants.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they've got more official visitors on this one than they did last year, and I think there's a reason why guys want to come to this event. And I've already talked to 2 or 3 guys that'll be here. Like recently, I've talked to all the guys visiting, but most recently, I've talked to some of the official visitors, and they're hyped. They're ready.
Yeah.
I mean, they're super excited. It's gonna be the city's gonna be rocking this weekend, and it's going to be exciting to see.
Give us a little, a lot of people know, but a lot of people don't. Just a quick, you don't have to have every name right off the top of your head. I understand that. But, and I know you can get this on at
StockRisers.com.
StockRisers.com.
Jake Weingartner at Twitter.
So you can get this information, follow him, all that stuff. But give us a few names. Just guys that if I'm not recruiting guy, but I want to know, give me a few names I need to be looking for on tomorrow night.
Zion Harmon.
Thank you,
Zion
Jake.
Harmon.
Thank you, Jake.
Oh, God.
Thank you, God.
Oh, man.
Zion Harmon. I think he's a guy that'll actually
first name
I think Louisville's at the top of his list, but I think if he gets a UK offer, that might be a little race there. But Zion Harmon. Brandon Miller's top 15 from Nashville.
Yep.
Jay Scrub, obviously, that's a name everyone will be looking at.
What do you feel about Jay Scrub?
If I'm being honest, if you get offered guaranteed money to the NBA, I think it'll be hard to turn down. And I'm being honest, but it's kind of between an amazing city and that pitch, like I said, or the league. And
of course, he's lived here.
Yeah.
He knows.
He went to Trinity, correct?
Yep.
He played with David, and I know people that played with him, love him, character guy.
Seems
love
like
him.
a great kid.
And I mean, I honestly think it's NBA or Louisville, and he'll be here tomorrow. But his dad tells me all the time they just show so much love to him.
Yeah.
And from the NBA standpoint, I actually reported this before I got on the show.
Right.
The Pacers, Pistons, and Bulls have been in to see him, NBA scout wise.
Where's your gut at with him?
I think he's 50-50 right now.
Oh, you legitimately think?
I think
he's
this is serious. I think this is real.
The reason I ask this is because there is a real shot that he ends up committed to Louisville. There's a real shot. It could be
a real shot.
Right. But I mean, that's how I feel, and I feel like that this is a conversation that's going to be really important over the next couple months. So I'm just kind of trying to get. So you're saying if and when that does possibly happen, there's legit 50-50. Because I think a lot of people are writing it off. A lot of people are writing it off as, if he commits, cool.
If you know you're going to hit the first round, why take that risk?
You're preaching to the choir on this show.
Guaranteed money, a lot of kids aren't going to turn that down.
Right, nor should they.
Especially because Jay's coming from JUCO, so he's obviously up there in age.
100%.
But I mean, it would make sense if you got that guaranteed. He was ranked, I think, early second round in ESPN's mock draft yesterday, and I think that'll go up as the season goes by.
Yeah. Texter wants to know about Davon Smith.
Oh, he visited Georgia yesterday. Starts a visit to Miami tomorrow, but Corey Evans at Rivals put in a crystal ball for Georgia, so everyone's kind of flipping out there. But I still think he'll head to Louisville. I mean, perfect platform for him. He'll get playing time, and now that all the other guard targets are out, he's the guy. So
okay,
that's big.
Let's play this game then. I know some of this is getting rapid fire here towards the end, but I got a few I want to get out there. Smith doesn't commit to Louisville. Louisville, I'm not in the camp that says Louisville has to have a point guard in this class. If they don't, it's done.
I think they get one regardless.
I think you need one, yeah. So you think he doesn't commit, you think Max still lands a point guard somewhere?
I think he'll lean towards a reclassification, possibly.
Okay.
Someone in 2021.
It's funny you say that, because that's where I was going to go next.
Askew is obviously a name that fans around here are paying close attention to.
Okay. He said, let me stop you there. He's saying he's going to stay 2021.
It makes no sense.
Here's my problem. He's taking an official to Louisville. He's taking an official to Kentucky.
Arizona tomorrow.
Arizona. Do you take that many officials if you're planning on staying in 2021?
And make a decision in October.
And please, I don't ever want to put you in a spot where you feel like your confidence is, say I can't say anything. That's fine. That's always a rule on this show, But to
no
me,
snitches.
Yeah. But to me, that seems like a kid that may be a real possibility still for 2020.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And when he walked into that open run on his visit, I don't know if you guys were there.
I didn't go.
But he walked in and he looked so comfortable. Yeah. And he took Sam Williamson in the post on defense, and Sam missed the shot. So, I mean, he impacted that play. But, I mean, he just looks comfortable against college competition. I know it's just an open run, but, I mean, they were trying.
They're really enjoying you, by
They
the
were
way.
trying real hard, in that open run, and he's a 2021 kid, 16 years old, I believe. He's a true.
Well, I remember a year ago he come in, and people were talking. People were like, man, nobody's really talking about this kid that's here, but this Askew kid from, like, California can play.
I talked to him in August. I talked to him last August, 2018, and he texted me, they offered me on my visit. I loved it here. He took an unofficial here last August.
Yep.
And since then, they've been in contact with him every week since then. Just think about texting. I can't even text my family every day. Like, imagine waking up and texting the same person every single day.
Yeah.
Like, that's dedication, and a lot of college coaches do it, but I mean, they've done really well with it. And I was actually on the sidelines, near the sidelines at the football game that Askew was visiting. I think it was EKU.
Yeah.
I think so. And him and Coach Mack looked like they were just having the time of their lives. Very touchy, funny, laughing.
Rank this staff.
Like out of every staff.
Yeah, just recruiting wise.
Top 5.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And I know that they're not getting commits, and I think everyone's expectations are high because they had four guys committed at this time last year. But I mean, that wasn't normal. That wasn't.
What are some other staffs that are awesome?
I love the Ohio State staff. I like them a lot, and they're doing really well.
Yeah.
Coach Holtman there is doing great.
They picked up a couple decent.
Michigan, I mean, first few months on the job, just like Coach Mack, getting 5 stars in all their lists, and they've already got a top 50 kid that was committed there from Beeline, but said, "I love Coach Howard. I got to stay there."
Not our boy's little brother.
Which one? Help me out.
His name's Zeb Jackson.
Okay, that's not
okay.
Little brother, dude torched us.
Oh, Mo Wagner.
Oh yeah, no.
His little brother's there now. Like he'll start next season.
Yeah.
But they play them December 3rd here.
Great. that was the worst memory of my life.
3rd.
Yeah, I know. That was one of the worst memories of my life. That whole day was sucked.
But I mean, Ohio State, Michigan. There's just a lot of great staffs.
Yeah.
But you squarely put this one in the top 5.
Even Arizona's got some good assistants that not even just with me that the recruits love talking to. Like they'll say there's one assistant on their staff and he'll just call all the time and he's funny and he jokes around, doesn't even talk about recruiting. And that's what the kids like. They hate getting a million phone calls, but they'll be very respectful of it if it's just not about recruiting, just checking in. And even with me, there's a bunch of college staffs, but there's so many that are doing great out there, recruiting and just with recruits in general. So It'll be a fun year.
Couple just really, really quick rapid fires before we get you out of here.
Steve, he's not an employee.
I know, but he is now. He is now. Just a couple things, just because I know people want to know. Louisville's first commit.
Just
very tough. Very
just
tough.
yeah, you're just taking a shot like throwing a dart.
I want to say Jethro. Jethro.
Interesting.
I'm gonna twist up the pot here.
Interesting.
Very excited about the offer. He visits Texas Tech next weekend, so we'll see how that goes. But they've got so many bigs there.
Yep.
They got a lot of transfers and a lot of commits and a lot of guys there. I mean, it would be a perfect fit. I know there's a lot of bigs at Louisville, but I mean, Sam will be gone likely. Enoch will be gone.
Yeah.
I think Malik will even test the waters.
That's what I said earlier.
But there's just
Marcus.
You just gotta weigh her out. I think he'd be perfect here, close to home.
Okay.
And I've heard that Louisville doesn't usually get Aspire kids; like they usually leave the state.
Yeah.
Well,
and we've had a small sample size.
New. Yeah,
small sample size.
But
So
I think that'll be a kid that they could keep in state.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be the first commit. I think I'll have a better idea on that question after Louisville Live.
That's fair.
But Jethro, Jamin Brakefield, I mean, West Virginia had him in a visit last week, and apparently they're already off his list. So, I mean, he's going to cut.
He's been with Louisville for a while.
But
got a relationship with Quinn, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They're very close friends. But, I mean, Virginia offered him 2 days ago.
Yep.
And Virginia and Michigan State are kind of vying for that last official visit. Already went to Auburn. Already went to Ole Miss. Visits Michigan, Louisville tomorrow, and then one more visit. But I still think everyone loves Jamin here.
Yeah.
So and then you got Quinn here for the Quinn will be a maybe 3-4 year player.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just makes sense. I don't know who the first commit is. I'll have a better answer for you next week.
Well, good. Then you need to come in next week and tell us about what you're hearing from
One
Louisville
more
Live.
time.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where to contact you, because this is going to be a classic show, classic interview. Like I said, the Texans really enjoyed having you on. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I loved
on
it.
here.
I had very fun, a lot of fun.
man.
I mean, I woke up maybe over an hour ago. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. But I woke up an hour ago, came right here with a smile on my face. I was excited.
It was awesome, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it, man.
Stockrisers.com, cardinalsports.com, Twitter at Jake Weingarten. If you can't find it, go to the 93.9 The Ville Twitter. You'll see a picture. You'll see his name there. Get
Pass
on there, follow him.
today's show on to your friends.
Where you at followers-wise?
We will have the link.
20,000.
Don't embarrass him.
20,600 something. My dad follows it. I don't know why.
Let's get that up today.
You're all welcome. You're welcome.
That was good.
Middays with Marcus Maben, 8150, 939 is the number. You're welcome. 939 The Ville.
As football season arrives, the DFH company wants to know, which are you more concerned about? Your AC unit getting to the goal line or your heating system making the opening kickoff? Right now from DFH, get a rebate of up to $500 and 18-month special financing on a qualifying train system. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maben or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
There comes a time in some people's lives where they wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say to themselves, oh my God, I'm going bald. If that's you, don't get depressed, because I have fantastic news for you. I'm Brandon Lang, best known for the movie Two for the Money, with Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey playing yours truly. When I decided to fix my baldness, I researched hundreds of doctors across the country before deciding on one of the best right here in your hometown, Parsley Waldman Hair Center of Louisville. My consultation was so easy, and as it turned out, more affordable than you could have ever imagined. Dr. Waldman and his staff treated me like family, and from the moment I walked in the door till the time I left, I was treated like royalty. Go to hairsurgery.com right now and let Parsley Waldman help you get your hair back and your self-confidence back as well. That is hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com, and take the first step to being young again.
BSN Sports is the leading marketer, manufacturer, and distributor of sporting goods, apparel, and equipment. BSN Sports is your ultimate partner on the bench and right beside you, making you the hero with your administrators and fans, on the practice field and under the Friday night lights. With our 20-plus sales professionals working in the Kentucky area, let BSN take care of you and your team. BSN Sports even outfits the staff here at ESPN Louisville. So trust the pros we trust. BSNSports.com.
Hey, this is Steve Rummage, and I have one question for you. What good is having that beautiful home with that beautiful view if you can't see through the grit and grime of your windows? Or every time you try to open them, it feels like an extensive workout. Let's face it, you and your home deserve better. That's why I'm here to tell you about Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted most efficient in 2019 and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, including all 5-star reviews, which means they're exactly what you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive in Louisville, Kentucky, or call 502-494-0120. Again, that's Windows Plus, so make the call.
With UPS, future you graduates from Metro College with zero debt. How? As a package handler, you'll have a great job while you attend Metro College, and 100% of your tuition will be covered. Future you goes further than you imagine. Find out what you'll become at UPS.
We are ESPN Louisville, your home for the college football playoff, NFL, the Final Four, and best sports talk. Download the ESPN Louisville app today. Delivered by UPS Jobs Kentucky.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by Wooded View Golf Course. Just minutes from downtown Louisville. Book your tee time today, woodedview.com. As the Louisville football team heads into their bye week, we turn our attention to the Louisville men's basketball team as Louisville Live will be tomorrow night. Gates will open on 4th Street at 5 p.m. The event starts at 7 p.m. And Louisville Athletic Director Vince Tyree met with our very own Drew Diener earlier, and he talked about this event.
I just think that from the whole program aspect of it and the fan aspect, you're going to have plenty of entertainment, and I think there's certainly some neat surprises that'll happen during the night that I think people are going to be excited about. And obviously ACC networks, they'll stream this thing, and then it's going to be shown, replay on the network, which should be pretty cool.
While talking about the event, he was also asked about Malik Williams' injury and when we should expect a return.
He'll get through it. He broke a bone in his foot. He had surgery on Monday. We're hopeful that in 6 to 8 weeks he's ready to return on the floor, which would put him right around the timeline of the very early part of the non-conference. And so, we hope time heals and we get him to that point. He'll do everything he can to put himself in the best position to be ready to go. But, yeah, bummer for sure. He's had an unbelievable offseason. He's elected a captain.
The Louisville basketball coaching staff continues to hit the recruiting trails. They have several big visitors expected for Louisville Live, but they also were the latest to offer 4-star 2020 center Jethro Muscadin, who is a 6'10", 215-pound center who has already visited Kansas, Kansas State, and Minnesota, and has a scheduled visit for October 5th to Texas Tech. The Cards could be in play for his 5th and final official visit. As the Louisville football team continues to prepare for their matchup next weekend against Boston College, they have 2 quarterbacks on the mend, and Malik Cunningham was not seen in practice yesterday, but Coach Satterfield said expect him back on Sunday, getting ready for next week's game. And last but certainly not least, the Cincinnati Reds fall to 73-85 on the year with a 9-2 loss to the Milwaukee Brewers last night. Ryan Braun hit a grand slam, and the Brewers clinched their 2nd straight postseason appearance. The Reds and the Brewers are back in action for Game 3 of their series today at 12:35, which you can catch on 1450. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maven is next. This is SportsCenter.
At Class X Federal Credit Union, it's all about the people and education. Class Act serves the educational community of Louisville and surrounding counties, including University of Louisville students and alumni. Ask about our honors checking accounts that yields 4% interest and allows $25 in ATM refunds each month. Drop your bank, join the movement. Text ESPN to 502-212-3167 to enter our weekly $25 Visa gift card drawing. Again, text the word ESPN to 502-212-3167. Visit classact.org today.
This is Marcus Maben, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville from the OPC Services Studio.
Are you looking for a job in the lawn care industry? Bosch Lawn Care is looking for individuals experienced with landscaping and lawn care. We're looking for crew supervisors, as well as lawn care and landscaping and lawn care technicians who are skilled and motivated.
With a competitive starting pay and a rewarding career outdoors, Bosch Lawn Care has an opportunity for you. Call us now to schedule an interview at 833-243-8288 or visit us online at BoschLawnCare.com. That's BAISCH LawnCare.com. Professional, affordable Bosch Lawn Care.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Certainly, I think Aiden, they play the same position. Aiden probably wouldn't have gotten as much opportunity early on as maybe he has now. Steven's certainly our most experienced player and a guy that we're going to lean heavily on, but to ask Steven Enoch to play, 35 minutes would be outrageous. And so we're going to need somebody to spell Steven. Hopefully Aiden uses that time to learn, to grow as a player. And when Malik gets back, we're that much deeper as a team and maybe plays minutes that he might not have played had Malik been healthy the entire time. So, what can be a negative can turn into a positive just down the line for our team.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Help us help you is our theme music. A lot of times we ask ourselves, why don't more people take advantage of what we bring to the table? Why don't more people call into the show and give us information locally, nationally?
Yeah.
Take advantage, man. Did you see the smile on Jake's face after he left us? No disrespect to any other shows that he's been on. He enjoyed this one the most.
Yeah, you could tell. He had a good time. Sorry, Ethan.
He definitely had a good time. Steve, this one is all you quarterbacking. You provided this one. Take it away.
It's fair enough. We like to talk to local coaches and see what's going on in the local scene. So on the line with us, we have post-grad Aspire basketball coach, Richard Gatewood. What's going on, my man?
What's up, my man? Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. We wanted to get you in here. Been wanting to get you in here for a while. I've been a big advocate of Coach Gatewood. Even as much as there was some different openings, I was like, hey, y'all need to make sure we've taken a look over here because this man is a monster in the coaching scene. But Coach, man, first off, before we get to anything, man, let us know what you're doing now. Let us know what you're doing down at Aspire and what's going on there with the program.
Yeah, man, it's a good situation. I took a year and a half off after the year at 22 Feet Academy down in South Carolina, and took the job. Recently coaching my boys. I got 3 little boys, 4, 6, and 8. My 2 oldest are 8 up with it right now. So this past year I coached him, and it kind of brought me down to reality, tested my patience a little bit. A group of second graders, but we had those guys rolling. They were playing hard, and a guy walked in the gym. He's like, "You're teaching them shell drill already?" I was like, "Absolutely. They got to learn early, So, yeah. But no, just over at Aspire, man, it's a great situation. We got a lot of talent. It's a war every day in practice. Jeremy approached me back this past summer. I was coaching a Manimal Elite 17U Adidas fully sponsored team. It's Kenneth Fareed's team, and yeah, he came up with a plan, showed me the plan that he's wanting to do with the post grad program, and man, it was a no-brainer, honestly.
Yeah, no, I was actually, man, I was really glad to hear your name, because obviously when you have and we'll kind of transition into this a little bit because there's a couple things I want to get to with you, but when you have a prep school here, right here in your backyard with the university, I mean, I was glad to hear that you were over there working, because of course I know, and I trust you, and I trust the work ethic, and I know what you're doing over there, and the X's and O's, and how you run a practice. But how's that relationship been, man? I mean, I know with, of course, you at Taylor County, you had some monsters down there, so you've dealt with bringing in college coaches, dealing with recruiting and stuff. But how's that kind of differ, even with the prep scene from maybe your times at a Taylor County or somewhere else like that?
Well, the thing is, high school coaches don't like it because it's not the norm.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is that we provide a platform that they cannot duplicate. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, we've had over 20 high major coaches in our gym. Our kids are pushed every day in practice. And, if you don't come ready to play, you're going to get your butt kicked just because of how much talent's on the floor. So, guys in the past that's kind of taken days off, that really doesn't get challenged in practice. And I'm not knocking high school programs. I'm just saying the overall talent level that we have, you cannot duplicate that on the high school level. You just can't, because there's just so much talent. Now, as far as bringing in coaches, you hit it on the head. There at Taylor County, I mean, they're at one point, having David and Quentin in the same backcourt. My backcourt was better than most Division I schools.
Yeah.
But I kind of, networked at that time, and then when I went to the year at 22 feet, it kind of blew up too, because we've got 8 kids off that team alone that's playing Division I basketball. The point guard of Drake, point guard of Valpo, Mamadou Diarra, who's at Cincinnati, David Sloan, who ended up, finishing out the year with me. He's at Kansas State. So we had a good team, but as far as the platform, I mean, man, you just can't duplicate it. I mean, our guy, like I said, it's a war every day in practice. You're going to get better, or you're going to get your butt kicked. And like yesterday, Chris was in practice. Coach Mack was in practice. He's like, man, the culture is awesome. You push your guys, you hold them accountable, and they play hard. And, we tell our guys all the time, worry about the 95% and not the 5%. And what I mean by that, kids don't realize that 95% of the time you are playing without the ball in your hands. And the 5% is the only time it's in your hands. So we got to worry about the 95% of the time, everything as far as rebounding, being on time, being coachable, all those little logistic stuff that we want them to be ready for when they get to college. That's what we're trying to prepare them for.
Coach Gatewood, Marcus Maben here. I kind of got a two-parted question for you. The first part of the question is, how happy are you to be away from Tick Rogers, who just sent me a text message and wanted me to tell you, he wanted me to tell you he was listening and wanted me to say hello.
That's my guy, man. Tick's my guy. That's my dude right there. That's my guy. I love me some Tick.
So no, like I said, the two-parted question. I also wanted to know, like, how much of the local community is involved with Aspire Academy, because I know, like, you want to take advantage of the athlete level. Like, is most of your recruiting done outside, or kind of just explain to me the relationship you have with the actual state and city?
Well, it's hit or miss right now. We're trying to grow that, and Jeremy brought me on just simple fact because of how many kids that I've done right and gotten to school. A lot of coaches are in it for the wrong reasons, Marcus. And at the end of the day, it's about getting that kid to college. If a kid comes in and works extremely hard for me on and off the court and in the classroom, me and Jeremy's going to find a place for him to play. And a lot of coaches don't do that. They will not pick up the phone. They will not blow coaches up, and that's part of our job. So, and then the second part is that, we've got a couple kids from Louisville. On the high school team, we've only got a couple. Now, on the post-grad team, we've got, I want to say it's 5 or 6 kids that are local kids, that are actually good basketball players. They have great ACT scores, good GPAs. It's just they've never had the exposure, and they've never had coaches call other coaches for them. And, that was one of the reasons why Jeremy brought me on. Just simple fact because of how many coaches that I know that I will get in the gym. Now, it's on them when the coaches do get in the gym, and they know that. But, yeah, we've got 4 or 5 kids locally that I think that are going to just absolutely blow up because, they just never had the exposure, and then they've never really had a coach that would reach out for them that can network and try to get coaches in the gym for them at the end of the day. And, that's what it's about. If they're taking care of a business, like I said, on the floor and in the classroom, then, I got to get coaches in front of them, and we will. On the community aspect of it, though, we are trying to grow that. Jeremy obviously knows I'm a Louisville guy, born and bred. I graduated from Western High School, and then graduated from Spalding University also. So, I'm a local guy, and I want to see this thing driven. It's not the norm, but if you go down south to Florida, South Carolina, and all those Atlanta where I came from,
right,
they are popping up everywhere, and it's becoming the norm. Just simple fact, because it's easier for a college coach to come in our practice and evaluate a kid because they know the talent level is going to be at the top compared to where they go to, and it's not, I'm not knocking, local coaches or the high school scene. It's just, it's easier for them to evaluate that. It's kind of the same way in AAU, as far as the talent level. But, no, obviously we're trying to grow that, and we're looking at different ideas, and we're trying to get the community involved. Because, this is a big deal. In the past, they've signed over 25 Division I kids. Charles Bassey was there recently. He stayed home and with the Western. And then, if Jethro decides to stay and go to the University of Louisville, they got to kind of get behind this thing.
Well, speaking of reaching out, right now I can feel the energy of thousands of people waiting to contact you. What is the process? Do they give you a call? Do they contact Jeremy? What's the best way to kind of go about,
Absolutely.
find out more?
Me or Coach Kipnis. Our cell phone and emails are on the website. Roger McClendon, our director, is awesome. He's a local guy also, played at University of Cincinnati. So if you wanted to connect with one of us three, that would be the best. Or you can hit me up at Coach Richard Gatewood Jr. at gmail.com. It's pretty simple. It's Coach Richard Gatewood Jr. at gmail.com, and we're just trying to grow this thing, Marcus, because at the end of the day, we have Louisville kids too, and I'm about helping every kid, but that hits home because I'm from here. I grinded to get to where I was, so I know what these kids are trying to do and where they're wanting to go.
What is that? Aspire site?
It's you could just go on Google and put Aspire Basketball Prep School. It'll pop up, and it's the very first website in Google. So I think it's aspirebasketball.net, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Now let me get selfish because I love what you're doing there. I love everything that's going on with Aspire, and I'm a big fan of yours. But
exactly.
I need to know about some kids. So now, I know you coach the post grad team, but I know you get to see story around here locally is obviously the commitment or the recruitment of Jethro's been going on. I know Coach Mack was in there yesterday. I think he picked up an offer from Louisville yesterday. Kind of give us a little rundown of his game and just kind of where things are with him.
Well, we practice together every single day. So basically, we got to come up with a game plan to keep him off the backboard. So our post grads in high school practice together every day. So we try to figure out ways how to take him away, and it's very hard because we don't have nobody with his size or his motor. He is a elite rebounding big. Now, there's a difference when you get kids who come in high school that, you can kind of drill it to get them to go want to rebound. You ain't got to tell him to rebound. He rebounds outside his area. He gets rebounds that you think he's not going to get. And he's impossible to box out. So, he is a Chris Mack type big as far as rebounding. Now, here's the thing, too, though. He shoots it really well from three. He's got a good-looking stroke. It looks good coming out of his hands. The thing he's got to get better at, his handle's got to get a little tighter. It's not bad, but it's back to the basket. He can turn over his left shoulder with his right hand and score it. He's got to get a little bit better with his left, and that just comes from us getting in the gym with him, because we only had him for a little bit over a month now. Makes pretty good decisions in the post, when we double him, because we're a little bit smaller, so we run a lot of what Chris does at Louisville. We're a pack line where we switch 1 through 5, and we kind of load to the ball when there's a mismatch or we get a switch that we don't like. So, he kind of hates it right now, but we kind of tell him, listen, you're not going to go against too many teams that switch like we do, that crowd the ball when you get it there, so you've got to make a right decision on the fly. So not only is he making us better, we're making him better at the end of the day, and that's why the program's taking off where it is. But, no, man, he's an even better kid, Steve, because my kids are always around, and he's messing with them. So not only are you getting a potential 3 to 4 year pro, you're getting an even better kid. He's just a great kid. So I think he's one of these kids, though, that can stay around for 3 or 4 years. He's not a one and done, but he's a 3 or 4 year kid that's a 4-star kid that can come in, what Chris wants, and help you build the program and get it going.
Yeah, and real quick, before I get you out of here, you're on the AAU scene, man. Give me another name or so of somebody down the line even, man.
Paul McMillan. I coached him for 17U Manimal Elite. It's Kenneth Reed's AAU team out of Kentucky. May Stallworth runs it. had him this summer. He's out of Cincinnati. He is a 2022 kid, and he's a top 30 player in the country. He will be in for Louisville Live tomorrow. Coach, I'm going to tell you, he is something else. He is something special. Gets to his spots really easy. A big point guard, physical point guard. He's got to get a little bit better shooting it off the bounce. He's more of a spot-up shooter right now, but he gets up and guards people, which is what Chris Mack wants. So that's definitely a name, to keep an eye on.
So if I'm not mistaken, AspireBasketballAcademy.com. Does that sound about right?
That's it. Yes, sir. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, just making sure I got that shot. Anything else you want to add before I get you out of here? We really appreciate you pulling your weight for the time being.
Oh no, I would love to have you guys come watch the game. Our schedule will be online here soon. We'll have a couple doubleheaders where here soon in the next month, actually the 1st of November, we'll have two doubleheaders in those first 2 weeks. So, come out and watch it. I mean, it's some high level basketball. We're not trying to play for state championships or any of that. We're just trying to get kids scholarships and get them ready before they get to college. And it's not the norm here, but it's definitely some high level basketball. So we definitely would like to see some local guys come out and watch, especially Jethro's being recruited by Louisville now, and it's definitely a top destination for him. So.
Well, Coach Gatewood, listen, our lines are always open. Anytime you want to talk about some upcoming events, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm sure everybody enjoyed the information you provided today, and good luck with your season.
Appreciate you guys having me. Yeah, definitely. I told Steve I love to call in and talk some basketball anytime.
Absolutely.
Or basketball in general.
Coach, tell the wife I said hi too, man. It's been a long time.
I will, man. Bullet Central, stand up.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, man. It's Coach Gatewood, man.
It's Coach Gatewood. Listen, how much energy does he have about basketball?
He does. He is he's an excellent coach. He really does. He knows his stuff, man. He knows how to run a practice. He's a guy that I'd be surprised if he went on a college sideline at some point.
Listen, if Tick went out of his way to make sure I said hello, that's almost like good. Tick vouches for you. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need to know.
Can you use a big 6'10" elite rebounder?
Elite rebounder. Oh no.
And when a guy and when a guy explains a guy and is willing to say, he needs to tighten up his dribble.
He puts his name on it.
Over his left hand, not needs a little work. So now I'm more apt to believe when you say, if you're just like, he's an elite rebounder, he dunks everything, he can shoot it, he can dribble with both hands, he can shoot with both hands, he's the best defender you ever see. It's like, okay, all right. Well, then why is he not in is LeBron James?
I don't see him on the draft board yet.
But that makes you believe, man. You're like, okay, so dude.
Last commercial break, middays with Marcus Maben, 8150, 93.9 is the number on 93.9 The Ville.
For the first time ever, Genesis Diamonds is bringing together the two heavyweight champions in bridal jewelry, Tacori and Verragio, the world's two top bridal designers, joining forces for one epic weekend at Genesis Diamonds. It's October 4th, 5th, and 6th. Tacori and Verragio, the Louis Vuitton and Gucci of the bridal world. Innovative rings with unparalleled detail and breathtaking design. Tacori and Verragio, both flying in hundreds of new glamorous rings never before seen styles, priced from $1,500 to $15,000. These are the top designer rings every woman wants, and most jewelers can only dream of carrying them, but Genesis has them all. And we're breaking all the rules for this 3-day event with special pricing, zero interest financing, and thousands of dollars in Amex gift cards with any Tacori or Verragio ring purchased. Don't miss this spectacular bridal event. Tacori and Verragio, over 2,000 rings together on the Genesis stage. Next weekend only, October 4th through 6th, exclusively at Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza.
Hey, this is Steve Rummage, and I have one question for you. What good is having that beautiful home with that beautiful view if you can't see through the grit and grime of your windows? Or every time you try to open them, it feels like an extensive workout. Let's face it, you and your home deserve better. That's why I'm here to tell you about Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted most efficient in 2019 and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, including all 5-star reviews, which means they're exactly what you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive in Louisville, Kentucky, or call 502-494-5555 0120. Again, that's Windows Plus. So make the call.
Great job, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thinking of going to the big game or the concert? Head over to GuyOnTheCornerTickets.com. Save money on fees today so you can have more for your beverages tomorrow. GuyOnTheCornerTickets.com.
Hey everybody, this is Mark Ennis, and I want to tell you about Shady Rays, the best pair of sunglasses that I have ever owned. If you want to support a great local company and get quality polarized shades for an affordable price, check out ShadyRays.com. Each pair of sunglasses comes with a lifetime warranty to replace lost or broken pairs, and all you have to pay is the shipping for brand new shades. And with every purchase, Shady Rays will donate 10 meals to Feeding America. For our listeners, only use promo code ESPN for a buy one, get one deal at ShadyRays.com. That's promo code ESPN at ShadyRays.com.
Are you looking for a job in the lawn care industry? Bosch Lawn Care is looking for individuals experienced with landscaping and lawn care. We're looking for crew supervisors, as well as lawn care and landscaping and lawn care technicians who are skilled and motivated.
With a competitive starting pay and a rewarding career outdoors, Bosch Lawn Care has an opportunity for you. Call us now to schedule an interview at 833-243-8288 or visit us online at BoschLawnCare.com. That's BAISCH LawnCare.com. Professional, affordable Bosch Lawn Care.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
Louisville, Kentucky, Louder Than Life returns September 27th through the 29th. Highland Festival grounds at the Kentucky Expo Center with Guns N' Roses, Slipknot, Disturbed, Rob Zombie, Godsmack, Marilyn Manson, plus Stain and Ice Cube. Go to louderthanlifefestival.com for all ticket and lineup information. Louder Than Life.
Ian Eagle here from Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. Tony Baselli and I will have the call from historic Lambeau Field when the Green Bay Packers host the Philadelphia Eagles. Great NFC matchup between quarterbacks Aaron Rodgers and Carson Wentz. Can the improved Packers D help push their perfect start to 4-0? Join us to find out and hear the NFL all season from Westwood One.
Coverage begins at 8 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maben or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
This is Luke Hancock. As a financial advisor with ClearPath Financial of Raymond James, we recognize each person, family, or business has a unique financial situation that requires a tailored and strategic approach. We commit our energy, resources, and knowledge to simplify the financial planning process and help clients reach their goals. Finances can be complex, but it doesn't have to feel like brain surgery or a foreign language. We help with things like planning to get you to and through retirement, preserving your wealth, building a legacy, and many more wealth management solutions. Bottom line, you want someone you can trust who's going to put you first to help you break through and reach your financial goals. Come see us for a comprehensive financial review. We're right next to Trinity High School in the heart of St. Matthews at 4070 Westport Road, Louisville, Kentucky. Or call us at 502-805-4000. Raymond James & Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Hey Louisville, this is Lamar Jackson, and you're listening to the Ravens Radio Network on 93.9 The Ville.
Your home for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens is right here on ESPN Louisville.
Running to his right, he'll tuck at the 10. He's at the 5, sidesteps a man at the 3, spins in! Touchdown, Lamar Jackson!
Lamar looks to bounce back on Sunday when the Ravens host Baker Mayfield and the Browns. And the only place in Louisville to hear every snap is right here on 93.9 The Ville. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:30 with kickoff at 1. Live play-by-play of Lamar Jackson and the Ravens is presented by Liquor Barn. Download their app and have Liquor Barn delivered to you. And Molly Malone's in St. Matthews, your home for the Lamar Bar.
With UPS, future you graduates from Metro College with zero debt. How? As a package handler, you'll have a great job while you attend Metro College, and 100% of your tuition will be covered. Future you goes further than you imagine. Find out what you'll become at UPS.
We are ESPN Louisville, your home for the college football playoff, NFL, the Final Four, and best sports talk. Download the ESPN Louisville app today. Delivered by UPS Jobs Kentucky.
Perrin Johnson here. Have you heard about things heating up at Molly Malone's in St. Matthews? Have you heard about the Lamar Bar in the Ravens Nest upstairs? Molly Malone's in St. Matthews is hosting all Ravens watch parties with weekly prizes and monthly drawings. They are also having bucket and pitcher specials, even a team tub, as well as burgers, barbecue, house-made pizza, and even a crab cake burger. Things are also heating up and on fire on Saturdays for college football. They have a new sports menu in Molly Malone's in St. Matthews, and it is the spot to cheer on your favorite team. For all your early Premier League action from across the pond, My Malone's in St. Matthews is your only destination. My Malone's in St. Matthews has built its own Bloody Mary bar. They also offer bottomless mimosas, a brunch menu every Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2. They open even earlier for those 7:30 games. Find out more about weekly events at My Malone's and check them out on Facebook and Instagram. For reservations, call 502-882-2222. Go Lamar and go Ravens.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Hey, Marcus. Give me just 1 minute, and I'm downloading it right now, and I'll let you know how long it is. Cool. Are you going to have your guest picker call in tomorrow? Yeah, all right.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. ESPN Louisville. Go to the drop-down menu. Find Middays with Marcus Maben, the podcast. Brian Hall will have it up shortly. But here's the thing, people. Steve and I interrogated Jake Weingarten on the recruiting world.
Yeah.
We asked every important question to the Louisville fan base. And, you ever finish with those interviews and you can tell by the energy out there that people got their money's worth out of
actually, I'm a little, from a lot of that, I'm almost a little hurt.
Explain what you mean by that.
People are just like, man, the guests on the show today have just been awesome. Hearing about all this stuff, and I'm like, we're 11:39 into the show, or an hour and 39 minutes in the show, and we've really just had guests on the whole time.
Right.
And people are like, this is the greatest show ever. Like, really?
Yeah, the less y'all talk, the better the show gets.
I'm like, wow.
11 minutes.
But let me say this. I do want to throw this out there. As far as the interview we just did with Coach Gatewood, we really, truthfully would like if local high school coaches, if you're listening and you're a local high school coach, if you know a local high school coach, call in, plug your team. There's nothing against it. Call in and tell us, say, hey, this is the Ballard, Fern Creek, anybody, Butler, anybody, and you say, look, hey, this is what I got this year, man. We're feeling pretty good. We got this going on. We got a big game. We're looking down the schedule. We're excited about this. We're going to this Christmas tournament and stuff. Let us know. We want to know. We want to hear from the coaches.
But if we catch you with the misinformation, we'll let you have it.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, so I mean, we do want to start talking to more people around here locally. So I think that would be a good idea to kind of do, a good idea to get on. So Anyways, it looks like what? So I'm guessing, are we pushing back the guest picker till tomorrow?
Yeah, actually, our guest picker called, but we were just rolling with the Jake interview, so
okay,
we missed the call. No big deal.
Okay,
It's a big deal.
And we've started picking games on. We picked Friday last week too.
Yeah.
So I guess our guest picker, we'll bring him in on Friday too. That's not a bad deal. So, but we do need to pick some games real quick, and it's interesting because this is another week.
So what are our choices, Steve? What games are we going to choose from?
By the way, just to remind people, because I know people are sitting on the edge of their seats waiting to know about our competition here between each other. Right now, me and Brian are tied at 16-4. Marcus Maben, 11-8.
Strong.
He is ahead of 500 now, so that's good.
Mendoza Maben.
2 games jump right off the map immediately, or jump right off the page immediately. Virginia, Notre Dame.
Virginia
at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Number 18 versus number 10. USC, Washington. Number 21 versus number 17. That's at Washington. After that, we have Minnesota at Purdue.
What's the spread on that?
Minnesota is favored by 1.5.
Minnesota is favored at Purdue?
Yep, Minnesota's favored at Purdue by 1.5.
That doesn't sound right.
Kentucky, South Carolina. South Carolina's favored by 3. South Carolina is 1-3.
UK is at South Carolina?
They're at a 1-3 South Carolina, who is favored by 3.
Wait a minute, say that again.
Kentucky is visiting 1-3 South Carolina, who is favored by 3.
What's up with that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Kentucky's just not as good as they thought they were going to be, like I told you all summer. But
kind of sounded snarky, Steve.
Well, yeah, because you didn't have to listen to the amount of people I had to listen to. You know, you lose Josh Allen and Benny Snell. Yeah, but he got it together, though. I mean, in their schedule, they can win 10. Yeah. All right. Yeah, well, maybe.
Are you going to spend the whole year spiking the ball on this?
Yes. So,
you were really on this one.
I know.
But you were on it a long time ago.
I was like, dude, look, it's gonna. I mean, I know he's got a nice little thing going on, and that's great. But that's a lot of talent to lose. And you guys are here as a program, and then one year you went here, but then you lost all the players from here, so now you're kind of back to here. But, anyways, NC State at Florida State. Florida State's 6-point favorite.
Florida State is only a 6-point favorite.
6.5.
What were they over us? About 6? 6.5.
Yeah, I think it ended up around 5. So pretty close. That's at Florida State. Scrolling down through there, Mississippi State's at Auburn. I mean,
if we play Florida State again, what would the spread be?
Probably 3. Or at Florida State, yeah, probably 2.5, 3. Yeah. Wake Forest at Boston College.
My eyes will be peeled.
Now, but that one I will watch. That's at 3:30 on the ACC network. I will be locked into that one. Wake's a 7-point favorite at Boston College. That's your next 2 opponents. So I think that's about it. Ole Miss at Alabama, but Alabama's a 38-point favorite.
You don't want to do Maryland, Penn State?
And that's a Friday night game. I mean, I guess we could, but Clemson's going to North Carolina. That's a 27-point spread. Clemson and Alabama. Listen, Clemson and Alabama have 27 and 38-point spreads. They're playing North Carolina and Ole Miss. Like, I'm not saying these are great teams,
I know,
but these aren't like
they're state schools.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Ole Miss right now is 2-2. North Carolina's 2-2. Like, I mean, they're, like these are 500 Power 5 500 programs, and the spread is 38 and 27. It's ridiculous. I think we can pick out of there. We can pick out of there. I think there's a 6 to choose from. We'll pick 2 to be a we'll do 6 every week, and we'll have a swing game where flex game. So, where if you feel really comfortable with one, then we'll roll with that. So, I think those 6 are pretty good. So we'll mull. You got those down, B-Hall? Mull over those tonight. We'll decide what we want to do. We'll have a guest picker on tomorrow. It'd be good.
You got that interview ready for us? Pretty much. Actually, I'm a little jealous that we didn't have Vince on.
Yes,
but I'm sure if we would have answered our phone, probably they would have been ready.
I know.
To be on. Take it away, Brian.
We are pleased to be joined by the king trash talker, apparently, around U of L athletics, Vince Tyree. Not only AD, but a head trash talker with this feud you got with Luke Hancock. You're gonna have to explain yourself here on this.
Well, you know what? It's he's still talking about his shooting, years after he's done, and now he's getting old and decrepit like me. So I thought I'd take a shot at him, but. So we do talk some smack on shooting, and now we're going to take it to the court tomorrow night. So I've got to get in the gym, to be honest. I don't think I could put up for my word, so I wouldn't bet on me at this point. But it'll be fun. And as it turned out, it kind of evolved from Luke and I having our own little game of horse called 502 to bringing in it expanded from there, and now we have a fan each that's going to be our partner in the game. So now I can play on fan sentiment to help me with one of our own fans.
So is it? So it's going to be a two-man game of horse? Is that really what this is going to go on?
Yeah, it'd be 2 against 2, and I don't know who's going to get to shoot first. Hopefully us, but yeah. So we're just going to do like pig, 3 letters. It'll be 502. So we're just going to play 502.
Oh, I gotcha.
And hopefully we'll do it in short order and have a kind of a quasi game of horse out there to see what we got. But we're going to see what some fans got as well.
I was worried there for a minute that the AD was challenging the MOP with a bum Achilles. That we might
picking on the injured guy.
We might have to carry Luke Hancock out of there if we're going to have like a 2-on-2 type game. So I was concerned, Vince. But where'd this feud come from between you and the mop?
Oh, I think it's always, one, I love, talking smack with our athletes already. I do that on campus and have fun with them, but I certainly do it with the former players as well. And Luke's, a close friend. We've been friends for a while, and so we kind of been joking about it. And then this Louisville Live just kind of presented an opportunity. We haven't done it in the gym, so now instead of doing it private, we're going to be on full display.
Yeah. I mean, this event has just exploded. I mean, it sounded like, that sounds like a cool idea when I first started hearing about it last year. Then the execution of it was amazing to pull off in year one. And now it seems like it's something that you guys are wanting to grow every year. What? I assume it's exceeded your expectations.
Yeah, well, I think it was hard for people to understand how much effort we put into it last year. I mean, we were so excited about it, and don't be wrong, we weren't sure if fans were understanding what we were trying to do and why, because we went, which I like to do, unorthodox stuff, as you guys know, and but we didn't want to take it to an arena. We didn't want to go in Yum Center. We just felt like we wanted to go to some place, and the city had venues we were considering, and and Louisville Live seemed like the right one because I'll be honest with you guys, we weren't sure if only a few thousand people showed up, it would still look packed. But it was well beyond that. Probably in the 7,500 or so fans showed up, and it was amazing. And I think tomorrow night we're going to see the same. The student section, with the Villains, is going to be packed, and the atmosphere last year was awesome. And I can only tell you from what we have lined up, I think it's going to be twice as good as it was last year.
Can you hint at some of those things? Chris Max told us that what he's going to be wearing
outfit,
even better than the starter jacket. I mean, is there anything that you can give us some hints? I know we're going to play 2-on-2 or 502 horse thing here, but what else can you hint at?
In these situations, I actually report to Lottie, so she'd probably fire me if I gave away
She's
everything. But I just think that from the whole program aspect of it and the fan aspect, you're going to have plenty of entertainment, and I think there's certainly some neat surprises that'll happen during the night that I think people are going to be excited about. And obviously ACC networks, they'll stream this thing, and then it's going to be shown, replay on the network which should be pretty cool. And we'll see where it goes, but I think. I can't give away all the secrets other than it's going to be worth the no price of admission to come because of just things we have up our sleeve, and it's and Chris's outfit. we thought that was great last year, and then how do you replicate that and how we do something different? And we've been able to accomplish that as well. And he and I even joked about it because I've taken a shot at what he's going to have on, so it was just kind of funny in itself. So, no, it'll be fun. It's really, but it's uplifting. It's a great community event as well, and I think taking it into the community like this is something different and cool. And now we keep looking ahead at how do we make